Captain Marvel has screened to certain critics and writers, and the reviews are coming in, but I don't believe them. They're positively glowing, as some outlets have claimed. Variety here says Captain Marvel first reactions, the MCU feels more complete. Let me start by saying the normal disclaimer, because it seems whenever you want to criticize the politicizing of content, they will call you all the names in the book, like a troll, a misogynist, a sexist, etc. No. Wonder Woman was fantastic. In the top 5 for me, actually, in terms of superhero movies, maybe even number 2, okay? And I've explained this before. I think they did a fantastic job with Wonder Woman in idealism versus realism. How Gal Gadot plays, Wonder Woman, who's very idealistic and very motherly and strong. And then you have Chris Pine, who's very, realist and also strong. They did a fantastic job. I actually really, really liked the villain in Wonder Woman. But I'm not going to claim right now definitively that Captain Marvel is a bad movie. That's silly. The movie's not even out yet, okay? And it looks like, based on some of the initial reactions, it's not an overly feminist film, much to the dismay of Brie Larson, who claimed it would be a big feminist film. But I'm going to have to go on, look at these reviews, and I'll pull up these tweets we have, and I'm going to explain why I believe the movie is bad and how they try to mask, okay? There are certain things you'll see in reviews where you're like, oh, okay, this person is genuinely saying, yeah, there's something about this movie. And then there are certain positive things we hear repeated all of the time. And when these things are repeated, it looks like they're trying to cover up that the movie is bad. For instance, when someone says something like, it was pretty good, it was very different. Oh, very different. What does very different mean? Does that mean the movie is not like you expect? It's not good like other films? No, they say, oh, but it's a different take on it. So, it subverts expectation, they say. Well, let's take a look at some of these tweets. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, my God. The first line. I'm not trying to be mean to any of these people who write this. I mean no disrespect. I am going to politely disagree and explain why I don't necessarily trust your reviews, but I mean no disrespect to these people on Twitter, none whatsoever. You just because I'm not interested in seeing this film, at least for opening weekend, I reserve the right to see the movie at a later date, depending on reviews. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, okay? But Katie Burt said, some initial Captain Marvel reactions. Cat people will love this movie. Oh, geez. I like cats, okay? I think cats are fantastic. I like dogs more because dogs are like loyal little soldiers who, put themselves, well, depending on the dog. But for the most part, dogs are fantastic, like the story of Hachiko. But cats are okay, too. Cats are funny little jerks who knock things off tables, and they give me a good laugh. But I don't know if I'm a cat person, and I don't know if the number one issue for me to see a movie would be if you're a cat person. And I'm going to have to say, ooh, that sounds kind of weird that they made a feminist movie and there's a cat character where they're selling action figures of the cat. Isn't that offensive in some capacity? Like a strong female single lady and she's got a cat? Like, come on, man. Several truly magnificent music moments for this 90s kid. That sounds awesome, actually. I thought they did fantastic. The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack is epic. Amazing. Carol's hero moment was very cathartic, true to the female experience, in my honest opinion. Okay. I don't know if it's fair to say that male heroes are true to the male, like their hero moments are true to the male experience. Maybe it's just, most of these movies have always been like a male perspective thing, but women watch them too. Like when it comes to a hero like Iron Man, men and women both watch that movie. Is there something I'm missing? But sure, look, if you're making a movie that speaks to women in a way that it doesn't speak to men, because movies with men in it don't speak to women, I don't know. I kind of don't. It doesn't seem to make sense to me because Wonder Woman, Hunger Games, these other action movies. Dave Cullen brought up Underworld, 5 movies, Resident Evil. Like they were good movies. I mean, like not the best. They're entertaining. There was no like. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there. The MCU feels more complete now that it has Carol in it. That doesn't mean anything. It literally means nothing. Captain Marvel had space battles, car chases, an amazing 90s soundtrack, and an adorable cat. Oh, dear God. They're seriously driving this cat thing home. Can you name another could you? Oh, my God. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to present the stereotypical racist and sexist tropes that could have existed in some of these other movies. They got rid, they made the ancient woman a Celtic woman on purpose. But could you imagine, like, I mean, even with the Mandarin, he mocks the idea of fortune cookies. This is literally a cat lady, and they're saying cat people will love this. I'm kind of like, oh, wow, really? A surprisingly fun script. Laughed so much. Great to finally see this kick-butt heroine in action. That's fine, sure. The cat thing's kind of freaking me out. That's a weird thing to do. But apparently people like the cat, so I don't know, cats are all right. Captain Marvel is a hit. A lot of us have been trying to tell a small crowd of folks, please do not hesitate if you are thinking of seeing the film. It's going to leave you very happy, hoping much more. I believe this, right? Some of these I'm like, they're genuine. I want to make sure I hit this very important bit of criticism first, because I don't want to go too long before I say it. This is Markia McCarty, who I'm very confused by this tweet. And again, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. She's genuinely excited for her Captain Marvel reaction. She said, yes, wow. Do dudes feel this good after action movies all the time? ? Yes, like The Hunger Games, Wonder Woman, Alien. What else do we have? All of Resident Evil movies, Underworld. I was particularly interested in seeing a Black Widow movie, which I'm a bit disappointed they went with Captain Marvel instead of Black Widow, because Scarlett Johansson is incredible. Ghost in the Shell. I actually really liked Ghost in the Shell, but it's probably because I've been a big fan of Ghost in the Shell for a long time. So yes, I do feel this good after action movies like Wonder Woman and Underworld. You get the point I'm trying to make. Did she not see any of these movies? It's the weirdest thing to me. When Crazy Rich Asians came out, this Asian woman said, I'm crying, to see representation. Like, is this what, white people feel like all the time? And I'm like, it's really weird for me as someone who's kind of, who's mixed race I just don't understand how you haven't ever seen a movie with an Asian person in it or something. And now to be like, do dudes feel this good after action movies all the time? What is that supposed to mean? Hunger Games was huge. They're 4 movies and they're all critically acclaimed for the most part. I think the last one got like a 66 audience score, but for the most part, they were all really good movies. Did you not watch Hunger Games? That was like a huge deal. I thought so. And Wonder Woman. I can keep saying Wonder Woman. But let's go to, some more of these reviews. Captain Marvel is pure joy. I cannot wait for the generation of little girls who will grow up with Carol Danvers as a hero. That's not a review of the movie. That's a political comment. And in news that is very much true to my brand, I would die for Goose the cat. They're really driving the cat thing home. And I got to say, this is, look, I'm not going to see it. I'm going to wait until after, and I've explained this in several videos. The reason I'm going to wait is because Ghostbusters 2016 was nightmarishly bad. The Last Jedi was nightmarishly bad. And they've actually, some of these reviewers have actually compared this to The Last Jedi. Here we go. It's very different than most of the MCU films and so very 90s. It's funny and fun and super empowering. It made me feel proud to be a woman. Okay, we got cats, we got female empowerment, and it's very different. These are all signs to me that the movie will probably not be enjoyable. And look, I think the movie will be a success. It's riding the MCU coattails, so people are going to go see it. There are a lot of people who are more interested in just going out for, night out, don't care. I got to say this, though. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're not going to fool me a third time, okay? Ghostbusters, The Last Jedi, they did this marketing that was overly like, yes, girl power, high five. And I'm not into it, okay? That's just me. If you came to me and offered me a bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream, I would say I'm not into that as either. I seriously do not like mint chocolate chip. I love using ice cream for marketing analogies. I wouldn't eat it. I really do detest mint for the most part. But that doesn't mean other people can't have it. I'm great. I'm glad you guys have your movie. I am concerned, however, this is going to be problematic for the MCU going forward because they didn't need to do this. But with all these reviews coming out where they're like, girl power, it's like, ugh. There's an earnestness to Captain Marvel that feels different than other MCU films. I got chills watching Carol Danvers get back up over and over and over again. Captain Marvel was a lot of fun. Just enough 90s nostalgia without overdoing it. Brie Larson is great. Ditto Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn. Goose the cat is perfect. Some nice surprises and clever decisions throughout. Cool sci-fi elements and funny. They really, really like this cat thing. That kind of makes... Could you imagine? My God. They're doing a cat lady thing. That's mind-blowing to me that people are like clapping and laughing for this. They really gave her a cat character? Like, okay, I didn't see the movie. Maybe it's not as bad, but goddamn. Captain Marvel was my ultimate 90s nerd girl fever dream. A cat plus... Oh my god. I'm sorry, dude. You guys... Okay, I'll say this. You can go crazy with the politics, and I get it. I really do. I don't understand why you've got these certain people being like, oh my god, do guys feel this good after all movies? It's like you've never seen a movie with a woman in it, and there's a bunch. There was even one review where it's like, women have been leading movies since the silent era. It's like, yeah, it's not new. I mean, I'll say this for the MCU. They haven't had female-led movies, and they should have done a Black Widow movie. I think Scarlett Johansson is amazing. Amazing. Brie Larson was miscast in this. But they're really doing a cat thing? You got everybody talking about the cat. That's so weird. Ben Mendelsohn and the cat steal the show. Love the cat. Are you kidding me? I have I don't want to go too long, but I pulled up some reviews for Infinity War because I want to show you the difference between the reviews we're seeing here about the cats and everyone cheering and how people reviewed a non-politicized movie, which it would be Infinity War. I mean, maybe I should have pulled up something else, but never has the Marvel Cinematic Universe seemed more like a universe in both good and bad. I mean, admittedly, these aren't tweets. I didn't pull up tweets. I pulled up the straight reviews. While the movie has all the humor and wit and blah, 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 Infinity War truly felt like a perfect culmination of the whole MCU. You can see that they're very much like, this is a movie. It feels this way. It does these things. And all of these reviews, maybe it's just who's ever compiled these tweets from Variety, are like, they're high-fiving each other over a woman and her cat. And I feel like that's kind of offensive. But I'm not a woman, so, you know, I guess not. But, you know, if cat people will love this movie, I'm not a cat person. I think cats are great. I also think squirrels are cute, too. So maybe I'm going to sit this one out. Let's look at Wonder Woman. Okay, Wonder Woman, universally acclaimed. It's one of my top movies. I gotta say, it's got a 7.6 out of 10. I think that's fair. I'd give it a little bit higher. But let's pull up the Wonder Woman reviews. A befitting genre. Wonder Woman is heroic and spirited. The fighting sequences are spectacular, and the story is engrossing, uplifting, and fun. Okay. Wonder Woman is a superhero movie, and it fulfills the heroic and mythic demands of that genre. Okay. Jenkins tries not only to include men on the Wonder Woman side, but also make male viewers feel better about a woman saving them. I agree with that. I think they did a really great job of Wonder Woman having heroic men and women. And they did have their moments where the men doubted her because who is she? And it was funny. It was hilarious. You know, when Chris Pine is walking her around, he's like, she's my secretary. And she's like, what that? And she's like, a slave. It was funny because she's a demigod. It was great. You know, and she came to realize her power and all that stuff. It was fantastic. I feel like maybe they're trying to do something similar with Captain Marvel. You know, like she had her power and she comes to realize it. I'm not saying the movie's going to be bad. I'm just saying you look at these and the reviews are pretty straightforward. Wonder Woman is a smart, engaging, fun and funny. There's more humor and heart than any other DC offering. We never had a superhero film directed by a female director. And after what Jenkins has delivered, this clearly needs to change immediately. That's not even that bad. Like that's a political statement. But he's not going like, oh my God, the cat was epic. Again, these aren't tweets. Tweets are very different. I understand that. I just want to point out that while there was politicizing, like I've got some high profile actress and celebrity friends who were cheering about, they're like, oh my God, finally female representation in a superhero movie. And then I was like, I think that's fair to point out that superhero movies tended to be men. There are female-led movies. But it still feels like the Wonder Woman marketing was very, very different. I gotta admit, there's a bunch of other tweets that were pulled up before, and a lot of them say a lot of similar things about like how this movie is going to be different. It's not the same, and that to me is code for it's bad. Okay, most of the Marvel movies follow the hero's journey. And it's kind of eye-rolly to a certain extent, but you know you're going to get that standard epic of, you know, somebody overcomes themselves, they discover new powers, or they overcome a challenge, they change, they overcome an evil within. All of these standard tropes. And the hero's journey is a specific, you know, path that these movies tend to follow. Black Panther was criticized as being fairly generic. I thought it was good, though, because it incorporated some interesting politics. But a lot of the movies follow this path. There's concern that they're going to make Captain Marvel a Mary Sue. And the reason for that, particularly, one instance in particular, is when they said she's the strongest character in the MCU. Why? She didn't do anything. We haven't, she's got one movie. Why? You've never said anyone else was the strongest character in the MCU. All of a sudden, they come out with a movie for cat lovers or cat people, and they say she's the strongest. And I sit back, I'm like, so the movie is different. Cat people are going to love it. She's the strongest character. And it's, it speaks to the female experience, and it empowers women. And Brie Larson said about A Wrinkle in Time, I don't care what white men think, this movie wasn't made for you. Okay, I am not a white male. This may be shocking to many of you. I am a mixed race male. Am I allowed to criticize the movie as a marginalized person? Or am I going to be insulted because I just don't like the narrative coming out from this movie? I'm going to stop now. Stick around. I'll have another video coming up at 1 p.m. I'm going to say one last thing. I have no problem making a ton of videos about Captain Marvel, but I'll tell you this. I'm not going to see it opening weekend. I may see it after the reviews come out because I don't want to end up in a situation where I was sitting through Ghostbusters and I was like, dude, I want to leave. I really did. I wanted to get up and walk out. It was so cringy. And then I saw Last Jedi, and I was just like, oh my God, was that movie bad. And now I'm concerned seeing these reviews, seeing the activism, the cat people finger snapping. Do, women feel this way? And I'm like, nuh-uh, I'm not getting fooled again. Nuh-uh, no way. Because I know I'm going to sit through that, and but afterwards, I'm going to wait until people weigh in on how the movie was, and then I might go see it. Look, I love Marvel films. I feel like the movie will probably be good, but I'm not willing to make that bet right now. So anyway, stick around. I'll have another video at 1 p.m. I will see you then.